Nadal is back, everybody, and my goodness, he is something else. What a match. Nadal played Jack Sock. Got to give Jack Sock a lot of credit. This guy's been playing on the Challenger Tour, been dealing with all kinds of injuries, playing in DC in front of his American fans. But, Nadal's is so lovable just because the energy, the effort. People love effort. People love energy. People love passion. And Nadal brings it every single time he goes on the court. That's why people love Rafael Nadal so much, is he takes every single match and plays it as if it's the last time he's going to pick up a tennis racket. And my goodness, what a match. What a match. I mean, just a special, special guy, Rafa Nadal. He toughs it out 7-6 in the third against Jack Sock. Again, Jack Sock gave Nadal all he could handle. Very physical match. Jack Sock forehand, absolutely on fire. Backhand, probably the best I've ever seen him hit his backhand in a match. Backhand stood up to a lot of pressure from Rafael Nadal's big topspin forehand. The battle of the two just massive topspin forehands going head to head. Jack Sock for a lot of the match getting the best of Rafa. Rafa looking a little bit interesting to see what you guys think. Rafa looking a little bit injured, maybe. Hard to tell. Definitely had a noticeable limp in between points. Not sure what to read from that. If he has actually got something that's going to be long-term lasting, if it's just like a little nagging thing that he can work through and keep getting stronger, I don't know. But he was definitely there to fight till the end. And, I will say this. Rafa's match tonight, Rafa's performance tonight, more interesting, more entertaining than the entire Olympics with tennis. With tennis, not the other stuff. But to me, this is why I've been saying, I don't know why Djokovic went and played the Olympics, because this was exciting. This was big time tennis leading up to the US Open. It's going to be a big showdown. I think if Rafa can avoid getting injured, I think playing in DC is exactly what the doctor ordered. Getting here to the United States early, playing these matches, getting these battles, getting the timing going, getting the competitive juices flowing again after 2 months. And you could see what it meant to Rafa. When Rafa won, he gave a typical celebration that he would give if he won a huge match at a Grand Slam tournament. Yeah, he was pumped. He was excited. He was proud. He left it all on the court. My only concern is, after watching that match, is it did look to me that sometimes he was straining. Steven's son is saying, is Rafa hurt? I don't know. The commentators were wondering if Rafa was hurt. And it was apparent that he pulled up on some balls that normally, first of all, guys, if you didn't watch the match, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. He worked his ass off. He ran, he hustled, he got to some amazing shots. He moved well, but there were some times when Rafa looked like he pulled up, like he could have run for it, but he was concerned. He made a lot of grimacing faces like it hurt. I thought there was a noticeable limp. So, who knows how bad that is. He definitely was hurting, but you never know if it's something you can work through. Sometimes you just feel not right, and you can work your way through it, and it's really not like an injury. Like it's something that's bothering you, but you can work through it, and you can get stronger, and it's nothing you have to really be concerned that, oh my God, am I going to have to pull out the next round? Am I going to have to default? Am I going to be able to play the US Open? Djokovic is actually there right now. Djokovic lost at the Olympics, and he's saying, I'm exhausted and I'm dealing with more than one injury. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play the US Open. Rafa, on the practice court has looked pretty strong tonight. Uh, put in a world-class performance. Jack Sock, one of the best matches of his life. A little sad for Jack Sock because, I mean, this is probably the best he's ever played against Rafa. He was very, very close. He won a very tight second set, 6-4. He got up 3-1 in the third set. Rafa was struggling to figure him out, to figure out that big forehand. Jack Sock was playing amazing tennis. Hey, is Rafa all right? We don't know. He looked like he was struggling, physically limping after points. But he played a great match. So, I mean, he performed at a very high level. He won 7. If you don't know, if you didn't get to see it, it was on Tennis TV, which you can get like a subscription for like $15 a month. It's totally worth it. Tonight alone was worth it. And it's packed house in DC, first round. I'm sure that's the most exciting match they've had in a long, 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 long time. You could tell that the fans were just eating it up. They loved watching the American Jack Sock, and they were just honored that Rafa was there. And Rafa, that's the respect he has for the game. That's the respect he has for the fans. That's the respect he has for himself. He was competing as if he was in the finals of a French Open, a US Open. Like, there was no difference. Like, this match was the world to him. This match meant the world to him. He battled through. He could have said, you know what, I've come here. I hit a lot of balls. I'm down 3-1. I'm going to kind of pack it in. I'm not feeling great. No. That's not Rafa. Rafa fought till the very, very end. It's like watching somebody in an arm wrestling match back and forth, and the will just, he just took Jack Sock down in the third set, 7-1 in the tiebreaker. Jack Sock just gave him everything he had. Credit to Jack Sock, up being 3-1 in the third set, came back to 3-all. I think Rafa even got up on him, love 30. Couple of moments where Jack Sock could have gone away. But Jack Sock decided to stay and fight too, and he brought it to a tiebreaker. But in the end, Rafa just, too much Rafa. I like your show and watch every time if possible. Thank you, Steven Son. I appreciate that. So yeah, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. I'm an online tennis instructor, but I love reacting to these matches. And tonight, again, tennis, I hate to say it. I love tennis. It's my passion. But I have been struggling to get inspired by the tour lately. I looked at the Olympics. The Olympics to me was boring this year with tennis. Djokovic for the first couple of matches just destroyed his opponents, like 1-3, 1-3, and then he lost. And then when he lost, to be honest, I wasn't very interested. Didn't get excited that Alexander Zverev won. I don't know. I mean, Zverev just doesn't do it for me. I didn't really feel that there was anything exciting about the Olympics with tennis this year. I did not watch at all. But I'm like, oh, Rafa hasn't played in a couple of months. I want to check it out. Rafa's in DC. That's unusual. Okay, what's he doing in DC? Normally DC is not a big enough tournament to bring somebody like a Rafael Nadal, a Roger Federer, or Novak Djokovic. It's interesting. It's different. Rafa's in DC. Let me turn it on. Let me see what's going on. And man, I'm glad I did. What a match. What a battle. What a champion. And you could just see it. You could see it on the fans' faces because they don't get to see that in DC. They're always seeing the second tier players. They're usually seeing people ranked outside the top 10 come to town and play, which is still great. But there's a big difference when Rafa's in town. Tonight was electric crowd tonight. They were just in awe of watching Rafa. They were grateful. They had smiles on their face. They were on the edge of their seat. And that's what Rafa can do for the game of tennis. That's what Federer does for the game of tennis. That's what Djokovic does for the game of tennis. Not many people can do that. We're struggling to get inspired by the new next geners. And when you watch tonight, you can see why. Rafa there to warm up for the US Open, to try and peak, to get number 21, to stay ahead in the Grand Slam title count. And it's the first round in DC. And Rafa played tonight like it was the last match of his life against Jack Sock. I mean, he could have just said, damn, Jack Sock, you've been on the Challenger Tour. You're here in front of your American fans. I've hit enough balls for the night. I'm going to give you this one, buddy. I'm going to give you the thrill of your life. I'm going to go hit the locker room. I've hit enough tennis balls. No. Rafa, they are fighting to the end, and just too strong. Loved it. Did tonight change your analysis of Nadal's chances at the US Open? I believe you thought Nadal was the favorite. Absolutely does not change. This is exactly, if Nadal is not hurt, okay, everything for everybody always is predicated on if you're not injured, okay, because we know that tennis is a sport to where you can make one move and boom, you're literally done. So everything about tonight was great for Rafa. Rafa got to play an American tennis player who played his heart out, who played incredible, who gave Rafa a lot of challenges, hit the crap out of the ball, made Rafa work, made Rafa run, made Rafa dig deep, made Rafa feel all those competitive juices, brought an electric crowd. These are all the things you need experience in to get ready to win a Grand Slam title. Like, it was like perfect preparation. And it also forced Rafa to get his timing quick. He's still not, I mean, you could clearly see Rafa's rusty, but as the match went on, he played the points tighter and tighter. He made less and less errors. He got more and more competitive. He looked more and more focused. This is the kind of thing that you want. You want these battles leading into the Grand Slam, as long as it doesn't take you out and hurt you. My only concern is it did look like he was limping a little bit, but he finished the match and he was pumped up afterwards. He gave me no indication that he's about to retire for his next match. So as long as he feels that he can keep playing and not get injured and work his body through this stuff, this is exactly why I said Nadal is playing chess, not checkers. He's going to DC early so he can get this tournament to get some battles in, go to Cincinnati most likely, get some battles in so he can peak for the US Open. So no, my analysis does not change at all. This is the reason why I'm saying Rafa is the favorite. Rafa played great, man. Rafa played great. The only thing was, he's got to be a little concerned about his body. So I don't know. Tennis Channel seemed to think Nadal was suffering from a foot injury. I mean, maybe he is. I mean, he looked like it was hurting. But at this point in the season, if you're going to play, you got to play. I don't think another week of rest is going to do him good, because he's got to be training either way. He's got to be hitting and moving at this point. He can't be, if you're going to win, especially taking a couple of months off, which he knows, you can't at this point not be hitting balls. You just can't. You got to be hitting balls, whether you're on the practice court or whether you're in front of a crowd. And I think it's smart that he's doing it in front of a crowd in a competitive situation, because it's completely different. As Federer will tell you, coming back and competing on the clay and then competing at Wimbledon, he says it's completely different, than just training. You just can't prepare for that unless you're in it. And so I think that this is a great move by Rafa to play this tournament. If he's got a nagging injury, he's got to play through it. He can't be resting right now. Otherwise, he's not going to have a chance anyway. So it's something he needs to do. Time will tell if it's a really bad injury or if it's something he's just going to work through and get stronger and get treatment and work his way through it. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But I thought tonight was as far as the tennis that he produced and the way it happened is exactly what he wants to happen. He went out there. Jack Sock played amazing. Rafa was a little off his timing. His ball was spraying that you see. And Jack Sock forced him to focus. He forced him to get into the Grand Slam mindset. He forced him to tighten up his game. He brought out the best in Rafa, and that's what you need. That's what happened to Rafa. The last couple of times he's gone through the clay court circuit. He when he won in October last year, he had a couple tough matches. In the beginning, he looked a little rusty, and then he tightened up his game by the end of the clay court season, and then he went and he won the French Open. Same thing this year. He started out, if you're a Rafa fan, you're a little concerned. You're like, oh, he's a little off his game. He's a little rusty. He's a little shaky. He looks a little nervous. He's making uncharacteristic mistakes. Then by the end, he wins Rome. He goes all the way to the semifinals this year against Djokovic, and Djokovic it's not like Nadal played crappy at the French Open this year. Just because he didn't win, and I know this is hard to say because with him, it's like French Open title or bust, but he didn't play badly at the French Open. He didn't have a bad French Open. He played great. Then he got to Djokovic. They played one of the best third sets in the history of tennis, as far as I'm concerned. And Djokovic won that battle, and Rafa just couldn't get himself up to compete with Djokovic because Djokovic is amazing, So, but long story short, I think this is a great match for Rafa. Obviously, if he's injured and it's going to get worse, not better, that's concerning. That's very concerning. But I don't think that this match did it to him. I think there's something there, it's probably something already there, and he's deciding to work through it and thinks he can do it. At this point, the tournament comes up really fast, and you need a certain amount of reps. You need your body needs to feel a certain way. The ball needs to feel a certain way. Rafa always talks about, my feelings of the ball. So he needed all this, and he got a great match from Jack Sock. I'm a little sad for Jack. Because, if Rafa would have lost this match, I don't think it would have affected him even too bad. I'd still pick him as the favorite as long as he's not injured. I would have looked tonight's match, good for Rafa, win or lose, because it forced him to really focus and bring out his best. If Jack Sock wins this match, it's the memory of a lifetime. I mean, even tonight, he'll still remember this for the rest of his life. But if he could have won, it'd be one of the best wins of his life, something he'll never forget, something that'd be super important to him. Nadal is just one more war he went to and comes out with a victory. He plays in the moment. He's not going to remember the importance of this DC match, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. He's not going to remember the DC match against Jack Sock. But tonight, when he's out there, he plays in the moment to where this was the most important match of his life. And when he wins the match, he gives himself that celebratory thing, like, I just did something amazing. I just fought to the end. This was the most important moment of my life in tennis right now. That's the rare ability he has to make every single match like it's a title fight. And that's why he's so great. And he definitely did that tonight. If you have tennis TV, go back and watch it if you missed it. It's worth a watch. I mean, it was very entertaining. The crowd was super into it. A lot of fun. Gets me excited. I'm going to Cincinnati in a week. Where hopefully we can stay open and be able to go to these matches, because it was really neat to see that energy. that the crowd was giving both players. Really fun to watch Nadal just be Nadal, and I was sad for Jack Sock because I mean he really fought hard. I mean, there was one point where he ran, sprinted, hit the ball down the line, tumbled over, got up in like the same like movement, and then he dove for a volley down the line they just missed. I mean, he laid it all out there. So hopefully Jack Sock can build on this. But it's tough. It's tough for players like Jack Sock to keep putting in results. It's been something he's struggled with his whole career to consistently bring this type of level. Um, but he did tonight, but it still wasn't good enough against Rafa, which is crazy because he played unbelievable. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on and share this moment with you. Amazing tennis tonight. Rafa is back. I really hope that he's not injured. I hope it's a nagging thing that his trainers can keep getting him more and more right. And yeah, certainly the game needs him. We can't have Djokovic and Rafa leave. Federer, who knows what's going on with him? I think Federer at 40 and all these injuries, it might be tough to be really expecting him to be a favorite anymore. But really need to. The game needs the game. When you see this compared to everything else you're watching on the tour, and it's. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I know that I'm being disrespectful, but you just can't compare the energy, the effort, the championship mentality. That's something special that you can't put your finger on, but you're watching something amazing. You just can't. No one else below Djokovic and Nadal can create this on a consistent basis. Tsitsipas looked like he was about to, but now he's kind of gone away. So it's special. It's special. Every sport needs to always have their, to keep it interesting. Take a look at the golf when Tiger left and really has been out of it. It's there's just not that buzz about golf when Tiger's not there. Without Michael Jordan, then you had LeBron. I mean, the basketball has been lucky. They keep having like, these legends keep coming in and fulfilling. So LeBron's now a legend. Steph Curry, they got the replacements. Tennis does not have a replacement. There's no top dog on the street after Nadal and Djokovic. I mean, there's just a bunch of people who show flashes of amazing tennis and then they go away for 4 or 5 tournaments. So there's no clear big dog coming, and that's what the women are struggling with. The same thing. Like without Serena, I mean, we thought Osaka was going to be it, but she appears to have all these issues. Feel bad for her, but for the sport of tennis, we need somebody who is like here, focused, ready. I mean, that's Nadal. He's got like no issues. Everybody's got issues in their life, but Nadal doesn't bring them to the court. He's just like this, man. He's just locked in. So, I just don't know what's going to happen after these guys leave. Just don't know what's going to happen because I just don't get that interested. But Nadal had me glued to the computer tonight. So anyway, hopefully you get to see this match. If you didn't already watch it, go back and watch it. Like this video up. Let me know what you think about Rafa's chances at the U.S. Open. I think they're pretty good as long as the foot injury is not too serious. Then obviously my opinion changes. But I think this is a great match for Rafa tonight. What the doctor ordered, and I hope we can keep keeping on, and it's so fun to watch him play.